Hello Leafs Nation, welcome back to your go-to channel, Toronto Maple Leaf News Network. Today we have 3 absolutely jam-packed updates about our Leafs, all of which have surfaced or come to our notice just in the last few hours. These are not just your everyday stories. We're talking about a complete trade talks turnaround for 2 forwards, a thrilling recap of our season opener victory, and the big ongoing hunt for a top 6 star. So if you are a true Leafs fan, you do not want to miss these updates. And yes, before we dive into the details, I have a quick request for you. If you are new to the channel, please do not forget to like this video and subscribe so that you can stay right in the loop with the very latest, most engaging, and accurate news about our Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, let us get straight to the first massive headline. Update 1, shock trade reversal. Leafs general manager pumps the brakes on key forward deals. Robertson and Järnkrok are staying. Kicking off our latest news segment is a major front office pivot that has Leafs Nation buzzing. Remember all those trade rumors circling around bottom 6 forwards Nicholas Robertson and Calle Järnkrok? Well, hold the phone because, according to reports from TSN's Darren Dreger, general manager Brad Treliving has completely changed course. Just a short time ago, both Robertson and Järnkrok were considered trade candidates, with the idea of moving them to create some vital salary cap flexibility. In fact, reports as recently as late September suggested Toronto was actively exploring trade options for the pair, along with now-waived David Kampf, by reaching out to other teams about their bottom 6 players. But now, that plan is off the table, at least for the time being. Dreger reported on TSN's First Up that Treliving is no longer shopping Robertson or Järnkrok, choosing instead to keep both forwards on the roster. The general manager reportedly likes the idea of having that increased forward depth and stability, especially early in the season. This turnaround in thinking is directly related to a few issues that have popped up, testing the team's forward depth even before the regular season properly began. The biggest factor is the injury to forward Scott Laughton, who was projected to center the 4th line but is now expected to miss multiple weeks due to a lower body injury suffered in the preseason. Laughton has already been placed on injured reserve. This setback created immediate openings that both Robertson and Järnkrok can fill. They are now viewed as key insurance options for what is going to be a long season, one that will inevitably test the depth of the Leafs forward group. We even saw the immediate impact of this decision, as both players were set to appear in Toronto's season opener against the Montreal Canadiens. For a team that is also looking for greater consistency in its bottom 6, and especially since Coach Craig Berube will want maximum tactical flexibility as the season progresses, keeping 2 versatile and capable forwards is a smart move. Calle Järnkrok brings valuable experience and versatility, and Nicholas Robertson continues to flash that high-end potential and offensive drive. General manager Treliving is making it clear he is prioritizing a stable, deep roster to weather the early season challenges. This decision sends a strong signal about the importance of depth in Berube's system. It is all about having enough trusted players to provide that necessary stability and make sure the team doesn't lose games simply because of a lack of options at the bottom of the lineup. It also means we get to see more of these guys playing meaningful roles in Toronto. So, what do you think, Leafs Nation? Are you happy to see Robertson and Järnkrok staying put for depth? Or do you think Treliving missed a chance to gain some cap flexibility? Let me know in the comments below. That is our first major update. This is a long script and I want to make sure you get all the content you need. Do you want me to continue to the next update, the exciting season opener recap? Update 2, the LEAFS show. Maple Leafs take down Canadiens 5-2 in thrilling season opener. Rielly, Järnkrok, and McMahon ignite the post. Marner era. Leafs Nation, if you missed the season opener at Scotiabank Arena on Wednesday night, you missed a fantastic, gritty 5-2 victory over our original 6 rivals, the Montreal Canadiens. It was the perfect way to kick off the 2025 to 2026 season and truly mark the beginning of the post-Mitch Marner era. The slogan emblazoned on the towels at every fan seat was "The longest serving player made the difference," And that is exactly what happened. Defenseman Morgan Rielly, our longest-serving Leaf, looked like a man on a mission, keen to rebound after what was called a tough 2024-25 season. He was an offensive force all night, jumping into the play for several good chances. The game started with a bang. Just 1 minute into the first period, Bobby McMahon gave Toronto an early 1-0 lead when he tipped a William Nylander shot past Montreal goaltender Samuel Montembeault. McMahon, by the way, snapped a significant goal drought, having not scored in his final 11 regular season games last year or in the Leafs' 13 playoff games. What a time to break the slump. However, the Canadiens quickly answered back on a shorthanded break less than 5 minutes later, with Oliver Kapanen scoring to tie the game 1-1. The first period ended tied, with Montreal actually outshooting the Maple Leafs 11-7. The second period saw Montreal take a brief 2-1 lead on a goal from Zachary Bolduc. But here's where that all-important depth we just talked about in our first segment came into play. Just a short time after the Canadiens took the lead, Calle, the forward who GM Brad Treliving just decided not to trade, battled back and beat Montembeault on a rebound to tie the game at 2-2. That goal was a huge momentum swing and was described as the loudest moment in the arena up until the Blue Jays chant later in the game. The third period was all Toronto. And who was the hero? Morgan Rielly, our veteran blue liner, scored the winning goal at 9 minutes and 2 seconds of the third period. The play was a testament to the effort of Matthew Kins, who, after being denied on a partial breakaway, stayed with the play and fed the puck out front to Rielly in the slot, who buried it upstairs to make it 3-2. Matias Maccelli in his Leafs debut even picked up an assist on the sequence. With Sam Montembeault pulled in the final 2 minutes, Auston Matthews and William Nylander each added empty net goals to seal the 5-2 victory and give Toronto its 10th home opener win in a row. Anthony Stolarz was solid in the Leafs net, making 28 saves. This win was critical, not just because it was against the Habs, but because it showed the team's ability to rebound from adversity and that the new-look roster, with players like McMahon, Järnkrok, and rookie Matthew Kanies, can contribute in huge moments. The new season is here, and the Leafs are already proving they are ready to fight. Update 3. The Marner Hole. NHL Insider Elliotte Friedman confirms Leafs are still hunting for a top 6 star. Who is GM Treliving targeting? Leafs Nation, even after a huge season-opening win, General Manager Brad Treliving is not sitting back. Our third big update of the day comes from veteran NHL insider Elliotte Friedman, who confirmed on Tuesday that the Toronto Maple Leafs are absolutely still looking for a top 6 forward. This hunt is about filling the massive hole left by the departure of Mitch Marner. Friedman, speaking on Daily Faceoff's Morning Cup of Hockey, stated plainly that he thinks Toronto is still looking for a top 6 forward and that they have been doing this all summer since Marner left. This confirms what many of us suspected. The current forward combinations are not set in stone, and the front office is looking to make a splash. This is a critical puzzle piece for Coach Craig Berub's new system. We know he has been testing various combinations during training camp, and right now, there is no fixed winger to play with Auston Matthews and Matthew Knies on the first line. While players like Max Domi, Matias Maccelli, and Bobby McMahon are all getting their auditions, and we just saw McMahon and Maccelli contribute in the opener, the team needs a guaranteed elite contributor. Logically, the search is likely focused on finding a top-line right winger or a second-line left winger. Bringing in a reliable top 6 forward would solve 3 major issues almost immediately. First, it would stabilize the line combinations. Second, it would force opposing teams to distribute their defensive coverage, preventing them from keying in on just one line. Third, and most importantly, it would lift the team's 5-on-5 play, an area where Toronto needs to be more consistent. Furthermore, a new winger with good transition skills and passing ability would significantly improve the second power play unit while preventing the overloading of Auston Matthews on the top power play unit. It would also give Coach Berube the tactical flexibility to close out games with 2 truly dangerous lines. However, there is a risk, and it is a big one. To acquire a top 6 forward of this caliber, Toronto would likely have to move current second or third-line players. This could subtract from their current defensive depth and potentially lead to a worse penalty kill. Remember how we just praised keeping Calle Järnkrok for depth? Trading other players for an elite scorer could open new holes in the back, which is a key risk the franchise faces. Despite the need and the fan desire for a renowned player to signal the team is still fighting for the Stanley Cup, the Maple Leafs have little cap space and few premium draft picks. The most likely short-term scenario is that General Manager Treliving and Coach Berube hold out for weeks, continuing to test the current players like Domi, Michelli, and McMahon to see if they can cement a spot in the top 6. It is the classic quality versus depth debate. Leafs Nation and General Manager Treliving has a tough decision ahead of him as the season progresses. Will he find a way to land that star, or will one of our current forwards step up and take the role? Only time will tell. And that is a wrap on today's massive Leafs news dump. Let me know in the comments, which of these stories has you most excited? And drop your thoughts below. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Toronto Maple Leaf News Network. Do not forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notification bells so you never miss a critical update on our journey to the Stanley Cup. We will see you next time. Go Leafs go!